My immediate reaction to speaking on the topic of giving and tithing was trepidation, because first, that's a topic that nobody likes to hear. It's always the one that honestly makes everybody, move in their seat a little bit when it's the topic of conversation at church. But we're just coming out of a series, Lead with a Limp. And, if I really look at my biblical walk and the things that I struggle with as a Christian, one of the main idols of my heart is financial security for my family. And that is something that I have battled with for years, is financial security for my family, but also giving money to the church and making sure that the missions and God's work is being done here at Southern Hills. I grew up at Shiloh United Methodist Church in Burwell, which is a small community in between here and Bowden. And, my family, we were ingrained in the church and very involved. My mom was a Sunday school teacher. My dad was in all the pastoral committees and finance committees and all the committees that you could think of. Grew up in Sunday school. We had camp meetings that we attended every summer. I was fortunate enough to be a counselor at those camp meetings for 5 or 6 years, and my faith was really developed there. So always had that biblical connection, but as it relates to finances, I was actually a finance major in college. I just enjoyed the concept of money. I don't want to sound like I'm greedy or that I want money, but I understand money, and I have always focused on paying our bills and making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed when it comes to finances. So that is a very good thing in a lot of ways, but also it's hard to see that money, honestly, to come out, for no matter what the reason. I would be lying if I didn't say, that check to the church, I could just hold on to it, but I've always made myself do that because I know it's the right thing to do. Money certainly has a way of gripping your heart, and on my end, probably just a lack of faith at times that, you think, that financial security, having that extra money in the bank is financial security for the family. And that way, if I lose my job or something happens, if I get hurt, if I become disabled, I have that money there to provide for the family. When really I should be looking at it from a biblical perspective that, hey, trust in God. One of the verses that I try to focus on is Matthew 6:33, which is, a lot of us grew up in Sunday school singing the song, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." That is a verse that I constantly say to myself to make sure that I keep the right focus, whether it be professionally, financially, as a father. I really try to focus on that. That is such a simple verse that has allowed me to, recenter myself from a biblical perspective if I feel like I have strayed in any way. I wanted people to know that, hey, it's something that we all struggle with.